Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Tanvi Taneja, and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Domestic flights resume, bringing respite to thousands of stranded passengers across the country. Centre reviews relief and restoration work in West Bengal in view of cyclone Amphan. Domestic production capacity of PPEs and N95 masks increases, with more than 3 lakh being produced per day. Wheat procurement by government agencies surpasses last year's figures, touching 341.56 lakh tons despite the nationwide lockdown. To facilitate students, CBSE decides to increase examination centres from 3,000 to 15,000 for remaining class 10th and 12th exams. And Eid ul-Fitr is celebrated across the country. Domestic passenger flight operations have resumed in the country after a gap of 2 months. It has provided big relief to people stranded in different cities. In a tweet, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said, from no domestic passenger flights yesterday to 532 flights and 39,231 passengers today, action has returned to the Indian skies. He said with Andhra Pradesh set to resume operations from tomorrow and West Bengal from 28th of this month, these numbers are all set to increase further. The first flight took off from Delhi to Pune at 4:45 this morning under strict regulations recommended by civil aviation authorities. First domestic passenger flight to arrive at the Delhi airport was from Ahmedabad and it landed at 7:45 this morning. However, around 80 flights have been cancelled till now at the Delhi airport. All scheduled commercial passenger flights had been suspended since 25th of March when Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced nationwide lockdown to combat the spread of COVID-19. The Maharashtra government today issued standard operating procedures for handling of domestic air travellers arriving in the state. The government has appointed additional municipal commissioners and deputy municipal commissioners of concerned civic bodies as the nodal officers in respect of all domestic travellers arriving in the state. Our Mumbai correspondent has more.
The notification issued by Chief Secretary Ajoy Mehta states that nodal persons shall coordinate with the airport authorities for getting the schedule of flights and list of passengers arriving in respective districts and corporation areas. The nodal officer of airport authority will have to share the detailed list of passengers with their arrival date, time and destination with the nodal officers of the state at least 6 hours in advance. It says boarding and deboarding of passengers should be done in a staggered manner so that there is no crowd at the screening area. Besides, social distancing norms will have to be followed scrupulously. The nodal officers will have to ensure that there is an adequate number of medical teams so as to avoid delay and chaos at the airport, and the concerned municipal corporation shall deploy sufficient medical staff to screen all the passengers arriving at the airport. Also, all the passengers arriving in Maharashtra will be stamped on their left hand for identification and will have to compulsorily undergo home isolation for a period of 14 days as per the protocol. Meanwhile, the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport will today operate 47 flights catering to a total of 4,852 passengers, which include 3,752 passengers who will depart and 1,100 passengers will arrive in the city. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Madhya Pradesh, domestic flight operations started from Indore and Bhopal airport from today.
The first flight with 61 passengers landed at Devi Ahilya Airport in Indore from Delhi. Along with Delhi, flights to Mumbai and Ahmedabad have also been started from today. The airport has been completely transformed to control the corona outbreak. Apart from thermal scanning, passengers have to undergo scrutiny to reach the seat with the new arrangements. Arogya Setu app, mask and gloves are compulsory for entry at the airport. Passengers are also required to show e-boarding cards. Similar arrangements have also been made at Raja Bhoj Airport, Bhopal. Total 16 domestic flights started from today from the state. The state government had already said that all Madhya Pradesh bound air travellers must be tested for COVID-19 upon their arrival at the Indore and Bhopal airport. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Chennai airport has joined its peers nationwide in resuming flight services from today. In all, 19 flights depart from Chennai for various destinations in the country, while 16 others arrive at the airport today. Since the city carries the most COVID-19 cases in Tamil Nadu, The number of landing in the metropolis per day has been capped at 25, though there is no ceiling on the number of takeoffs. The total COVID-19 infection in Tamil Nadu has crossed 17,000 mark, with 805 people confirmed positive for the virus today. They include 549 from Chennai and 93 returnees from other states. More from our correspondent.
The COVID-19 disease pattern for the last 3 months in Tamil Nadu has been analyzed by an experts team instituted by the state government. Its results have been released by the state health minister Dr. Vijay Bhaskar today. It says 88% of the infected people are asymptomatic. Among the symptomatic cases, fever is seen in 40% of them, cough in 37%, sore throat in 10%, short breath in 9% and running nose in 4%. He said it only stresses the importance of anyone with the above symptoms to rush for testing, so that early detection of cases is possible. A death audit says those with comorbidities account for 80% of the mortality. Half the number of the victims are more than 60 years of age, and therefore the experts regard geriatric or old age condition also as a comorbidity, who need to be safely managed. Diabetes and systemic hypertension are the chief among the 11 comorbidity conditions. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Andaman and Nicobar Islands saw a flight movement today as the domestic flight services resumed in the country. Our correspondent has the details.
Today, a flight of Indigo Airlines reached Port Blair from Chennai after a period of 2 months as domestic flight operation resumed in the country. The Andaman and Nicobar again connected with the mainland as the flight landed in Veer Savarkar International Airport in Port Blair with 85 passengers on board. 91 passengers boarded the flight while returning for Chennai. All the passengers returned screened at the airport. Director Health Services Dr. Omkar Singh informed that all the passengers returned today are healthy and found asymptomatic. Passengers were asked to submit their details and informed if any symptoms found later. They are also asked for self-quarantine. Along with this, MV Nankodi will sail for Chennai tomorrow at 5 p.m. About 250 standard persons have registered themselves for the journey and are told to report till 2:30 p.m. Gaurav Patwal, AIN News, Port Blair.
With government resuming domestic flight operations across the country, 6 domestic flights carrying about 562 passengers who were stranded in different parts of the country landed today at Srinagar International Airport in Jammu and Kashmir. The arrival of flights started with the landing of Air Asia flight at 7:25 a.m. All passengers who arrived at the airport were thoroughly screened for COVID-19 and their samples taken. The Union Territory Administration had made elaborate arrangements for the arrival, screening, sampling and dispatch of the passengers.
Communication and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad today spoke to Telecom Secretary, Chairman cum Managing Director BSNL and Chief General Managers of West Bengal and Odisha. He asked them to expedite restoration of telephone lines in the 2 states. In a tweet, Mr. Prasad said they are doing their best, though there are issues of power supply and removal of uprooted trees. He said he has told them to work with local authorities and get it expedited. Union Minister of Power R.K. Singh reviewed the progress of restoration of power systems post-Amphan cyclone in West Bengal and Odisha via video conferencing today. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Singh said that the disruption caused by the cyclone to the power systems was extensive, but restoration work has been carried out swiftly. He said the interstate transmission system was restored within few hours and central power PSUs also provided human resources to carry out power restoration of local power supply in the cyclone-affected areas.
Centre today reviewed the progress of relief and restoration work in the areas of West Bengal affected by Cyclone Amphan. The National Crisis Management Committee, NCMC, under the chairmanship of Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba, met again for the 4th time. Mr. Gauba advised that complete power connectivity, telecom service and drinking water supplies need to be restored on priority basis. He said central agencies are ready to provide any further assistance that may be required by the state. Adequate stocks of food grains have also been kept ready for supply based on the demand from the state. As announced by Prime Minister after his aerial survey and review of relief efforts with the West Bengal government, a sum of 1,000 crore rupees has already been released to the state government. The Cabinet Secretary said Ministry of Home Affairs will be sending a central team soon to assess the damages. Army has been deployed in Kolkata to help in carry out road clearances along with teams of NDRF and SDRF. Chief Secretary of West Bengal thanked the centre for the support provided for relief and restoration. Health Ministry said that India has significantly ramped up its domestic production capacity related to personal protective equipment, PPEs and N95 masks, and the requirements of the state and union territories are being sufficiently met. Today, the country is producing more than 3 lakh PPEs and N95 masks per day. State and union territories, as well as central institutions, have been provided with around 111 lakh N95 masks and 74.48 lakh PPEs. Ministry said there are some reports in section of media expressing concern about the quality of PPE overalls. It clarified that HLL Life Care Limited, HLL, procuring agency of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, is procuring PPE coveralls from manufacturers and suppliers tested and approved by the labs nominated by the Ministry of Textiles.
Union government's effective intervention has ensured availability of N95 masks at reduced prices. The prices of N95 masks have seen a sharp dip of up to 47% after the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority (NPPA) issued an advisory to importers, manufacturers and suppliers of the masks. The government has asked all the non-government bodies engaged in procurement and sale of N95 masks to maintain parity in supply of the masks at an affordable price. In order to ensure incessant supply of these masks, the government is procuring the largest chunk directly from the manufacturers and importers at bulk rates. In our series, Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Prasun Chatterjee, Geriatric Medicine AIIMS, suggested to the senior citizens to stay at home as they are more prone to catch COVID-19 infection.
सीनियर सिटीजन को एक्सरसाइज करते रहना है, चाहे वॉकिंग हो, चाहे रेजिस्टिव ट्रेनिंग हो, चाहे योगा हो, ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज हो, और खुश रहना है. आपको ये नहीं समझना है दिस टर्म इज नॉट एक्चुअली सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग, ये फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग. आप वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड में मोबाइल हो जाए, कंप्यूटर के थ्रू अपने रिश्तेदार से बात करते रहे. अननेसेसरी घर के बाहर मत जाइए, क्योंकि आपका जो इम्यून सिस्टम है वो कंपेरेटिवली यंग एज के मुताबिक वीक है. कम कम खाइए, बार बार खाइए, फ्रेश फूड, वेजिटेबल्स खाइए, क्योंकि उससे आपका इम्यून सिस्टम इंप्रूव होगी.
Dr. Ambuj Roy of the Cardiology Department AIIMS has advised the heart patients to follow social distancing.
In the larger population, it has given them time to understand the seriousness of the disease, the precautions they need to take, how to live with this. They have practiced social distancing. The people who already have heart disease, people who have had brain strokes, people who have lung disease, people who have some kind of cancer, they're much more prone to a more severe form of the disease if they get the disease.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. A.K. Varshni, senior physician from the RML Hospital, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on the FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:25 p.m. onwards. Actress Vidya Balan urged people to follow social distancing and stay at home to stay safe.
ये बेशक हम सब के लिए एक बहुत ही कठिन और मुश्किल समय है और ये हिंदुस्तानियों की खासियत है कि कोई मुश्किल आती है तो हम सब साथ खड़े रहते हैं. पर इस वक्त साथ खड़े रहने का मतलब है कि हम एक दूसरे से दूरी बनाए रखें. घर पर रहिए, अपना ख्याल रखिए. Stay home, stay safe.
Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has said that 532 domestic passenger flights operated in the country today. In a tweet, he informed that 39,231 passengers boarded the flights on the first day of operation. One-third of the total domestic commercial flights in the country flew today after almost 61 days of suspension of their operations as a measure to control the spread of infection of COVID-19.
The recovery rate of patients from COVID-19 infection has improved further, and it has now reached 41.57%. Union Health Ministry in a statement said that a total of 57,720 people have been cured so far from the infection. In the last 24 hours, 3,280 patients have recovered. The total number of confirmed cases has now gone up to 1,38,845. The number of cases under active medical supervision is 77,103. Delhi recorded 635 fresh cases of COVID-19 today, taking the tally to 14,053. As many as 276 deaths have been reported so far in the national capital. The number of active patients of COVID-19 was 7,006, while 6,771 patients have been either recovered and been discharged or migrated to other places. Earlier in the day, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said, the COVID-19 situation is under control in Delhi even after the easing of lockdown restrictions. In Uttar Pradesh, Ghaziabad District Administration has ordered to seal the Delhi-Ghaziabad border. In a statement, the district officials said that only people holding an authorization pass will be allowed to enter Ghaziabad from Delhi. Transportation of Delhi essentials and movement for medical services will, however, remain unaffected. The officials have said that there is an increase in the number of COVID-19 cases in the last few days in the district, and a large number of these cases are linked to those who travel between Delhi and Ghaziabad. The decision to seal the Delhi-Ghaziabad border has been taken on the recommendations of the Chief Medical Officer of Ghaziabad District. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Domestic flights resume, bringing respite to thousands of stranded passengers across the country. Centre reviews relief and restoration work in West Bengal in view of Cyclone Amphan. Domestic production capacity of PPEs and N95 masks increases, with more than 3 lakh being procured per day. Wheat procurement by government agencies surpasses last year's figures, touching 341.56 lakh tons despite the nationwide lockdown. To facilitate students, CBSE decides to increase examination centres from 3,000 to 15,000 for remaining class 10th and 12th exams, and Eid al-Fitr celebrated across the country. For quick news days, round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE has now decided to conduct the pending Class 10th and Class 12th board exams at nearly 15,000 examination centres across the country. Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank informed about it in a tweet. The exams will be held from 1st to 15th of July. Earlier, the CBSE had decided to hold the exams at only 3,000 centres. The decision to increase the number of centres will ensure physical distancing and to minimize travel for students. The HRD Ministry has already announced that students will appear for exams at schools in which they are enrolled rather than external examination centres. According to the Home Ministry guidelines, there will be no examination centre in COVID-19 containment zones, and states will be responsible for making transport arrangements for students to reach their designated centres. While Class 12th exams will be conducted across the country, the Class 10th exams are only pending in Northeast Delhi, where examinations could not take place due to law and order situation. The procurement of wheat by government agencies surpassed last year's figures of 341.31 lakh tons to touch 341.56 lakh tons yesterday, overcoming all hindrances created due to the spread of COVID-19 and the nationwide lockdown. Wheat harvesting generally starts towards the end of March and procurement commences in the first week of April every year. However, with the imposition of lockdown from 25th of March, all operations came to a standstill. The crop had ripened by then and was ready for harvesting. Considering it, Centre gave relaxation to start agricultural and related activities during the lockdown period, and the procurement started from 15th of April in most of the procuring states. Union government has added around 169 flights to the second phase of Vande Bharat mission to bring back stranded Indians from foreign countries. The extended phase with the newly added flights will commence from tomorrow. We have a report.
The world's largest repatriation mission, Vande Bharat, has witnessed maximum flights from the Gulf countries. The extended schedule as well has over 140 flights for Gulf countries alone. With these new flights, more than half of them to the United Arab Emirates, the total number of flights in the second phase of the program has gone up to 429. The flights have been added due to an increased demand from citizens stranded in the Gulf countries and the availability of adequate quarantine facilities in states for the returning Indians. The additional flights include 81 from the UAE, 15 each from Saudi Arabia and Oman, 14 from Kuwait, 11 from Qatar and 5 from Bahrain. The Vande Bharat mission, which began on 7th of this month, has already repatriated around 30,000 Indians. The second phase had included new destinations such as Istanbul, Lagos and had increased flights to the US and Europe. Indians in 98 countries across the world have registered to return under the mission. Anand Chaturvedi, AIR News, Delhi.
Indian Railways have operationalized more than 3,060 Shramik special trains across the country and transported more than 40 lakh passengers to their home states. These trains were originated from various states. Railways have started running Shramik special trains from 1st of May to move migrant workers, pilgrims, tourists, students and other persons stranded at different places due to lockdown. In addition to Shramik specials, Railways are running 15 pairs of special trains connecting New Delhi and plans to start 200 more trains from 1st of June. The ministry said the congestion witnessed in the railway network on 23rd and 24th of this month is over. Participating in our program, Samvad, senior railway officials shared details about booking timings of reservation counters.
जितने रेलवे के रिजर्वेशन काउंटर्स थे उनको 2 शिफ्ट जो होती हैं सुबह 8 बजे से 14 बजे तक और 14 बजे से 20 बजे तक और कुछ काउंटर्स में एक्सटेंडेड शिफ्ट रहती है 20 बजे से 22 बजे तक इनको खोला गया है। आप अपने नियरेस्ट पॉइंट के पास चेक कर सकते हैं जितने भी रेल रिजर्वेशन सेंटर्स हैं या कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स हैं सबको खोला गया है।
Senior railway official elaborated the registration process of migrant labourers for Shramik special trains.
जैसा कि विदित है श्रमिक स्पेशल ट्रेन MHA की गाइडलाइंस के तहत चलाई जा रही हैं। इसमें जो श्रमिक ट्रैवल करना चाहते हैं वो स्टेट नोडल ऑफिसर के साथ अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन कराते हैं। स्टेट नोडल ऑफिसर फिर उनको डेस्टिनेशन वाइज ग्रुपिंग करते हैं। वो ग्रुप से फिर रेलवे को अप्रोच करता है कि हमें इस डेस्टिनेशन के लिए ट्रेन चाहिए। रेलवे उनको उस हिसाब से ट्रेन उपलब्ध कराती है। 24 मई 2020 तक हम लोग 3050 श्रमिक स्पेशल चला चुके हैं। इसमें लगभग 50 लाख श्रमिक अपने अपने गंतव्य स्थान पर पहुंच चुके हैं।
Kerala continued to register a rise in COVID-19 cases with 49 new positive cases being confirmed today. More from our correspondent.
Among the newly confirmed cases in Kerala today, 18 are returnees from abroad and 25 people returned from other states. The total active cases rose to 359. 12 people recovered from the disease today, taking the total number of recovered persons to 532 in the state. Nearly 1 lakh people are under observation in Kerala. Meanwhile, under the Vande Bharat mission, flight from San Francisco reached Kochi carrying 103 passengers, including 4 children. After detailed medical screening, the passengers were shifted to quarantine centers. A flight from Melbourne carrying expatriates is scheduled to arrive in Kochi at 10 p.m. today. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Eid ul-Fitr was celebrated with simplicity and solemnity across the country today amidst coronavirus pandemic. The faithful offered prayers and thanksgiving namaz in their homes instead of congregating at Eidgahs and grand mosques in compliance with nationwide lockdown norms. The President, Vice President and Prime Minister have greeted people on the occasion of Eid ul-Fitr. Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar have also greeted the nation on the occasion. In Uttar Pradesh, people celebrated Eid ul-Fitr at their homes as mosques across the state remained closed following centre's guidelines. At many places, namaz was even offered online. A report.
The use of technology helped people in many districts of the state to perform the special namaz of Eid while remaining at home. In Jaunpur, special arrangements have been made for online namaz in a library. At other places, also, people were seen offering prayers while keeping social distancing and other safety norms in mind. Noted clerics had urged people to follow social distancing due to the coronavirus pandemic. Those who offered namaz at the Eidgah wore masks and police personnel in large numbers were deployed there. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today spoke to his Bangladeshi counterpart Sheikh Hasina and conveyed greetings to her and the people of Bangladesh on Eid ul-Fitr. The two leaders shared their assessment of the damage caused by Cyclone Amphan in both countries. They also discussed the COVID pandemic situation and the ongoing collaboration between the two countries in this regard. Prime Minister Modi reaffirmed India's support to Bangladesh in addressing these challenges. Bangladesh is celebrating Eid amid the corona crisis gripping the country and large sectors of economy under lockdown. Unlike previous years, people mostly kept to their homes and not going out to prevent further spread of the coronavirus in the country. We have a report from a correspondent in Dhaka.
The joy of Eid was dampened in Bangladesh under the twin challenges of Cyclone Amphan and corona pandemic ravaging the country. The cyclone ravaged the southwestern part of Bangladesh, destroying thousands of kacha houses, damaging embankments and killing people. Less than a week before the Eid, people of 26 cyclone-affected districts found it hard to celebrate Eid with much joy. In the Khulna area, which bore the brunt of Cyclone Amphan, people offered the Eid namaz standing in water that had entered wide swath of land under the impact of cyclone. The Eid was celebrated in a low-key manner in the country with prayers for the well-being of all. Rajesh Jha, AIR News, Dhaka.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today had a telephonic conversation with Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and conveyed greetings on Eid al-Fitr to the government and the people of the UAE. During the conversation, both the leaders expressed satisfaction about the effective cooperation between the two countries during the COVID-19 pandemic situation. Prime Minister Modi thanked the Crown Prince for the support extended to Indian citizens in UAE.
Rajasthan is reeling under severe heat wave conditions. Churu recorded 47.4 degrees Celsius, which is the highest temperature across the country in the past 24 hours. Our correspondent reports that normal life has been affected by the scorching heat. A report.
The maximum temperature in most cities of the state remains above 44 degrees Celsius. Sriganganagar recorded 46.9 degrees Celsius, Bikaner 46.8 degrees Celsius, Kota 46.4 degrees Celsius, and Jaisalmer recorded a maximum temperature of 46 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has said that most parts of the state will remain in the grip of heat wave in the next 3 days. The department has issued red alert for severe heat wave conditions at some places in Jodhpur, Bikaner, Jaipur, Ajmer, Bharatpur and Kota divisions. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
And as per the weather forecast for tomorrow, there will be a heat wave in New Delhi tomorrow. The national capital will see a minimum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and maximum of 46 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will see a partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature in the city will be 28, while maximum will remain around 38. In the south, Chennai will see a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 29 and 38 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will also see a partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature will be 28, while maximum will be around 35. On to north. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 24 in Jammu, while maximum will be around 41. The city will see mainly clear sky. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be 12, while maximum will be around 29. The city will see a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 13 and 34. It will see mainly clear sky. In Muzaffarabad, there will be a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature will be 17, while maximum temperature will be around 38. The Indian Air Force is set to operationalize its squadron called the No. 18 Flying Bullets with a fleet of the light combat aircraft Tejas at its Sulur base near Coimbatore. It will be launched by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhaduria, on Wednesday. It will be the second Indian Air Force squadron to operate with the modern multi-role light fighter aircraft. And now, before we end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Domestic flights resume, bringing respite to thousands of stranded passengers across the country. Centre reviews relief and restoration work in West Bengal in view of Cyclone Amphan. Domestic production capacity of PPEs and N95 masks increases with more than 3 lakh being produced per day. Wheat procurement by government agencies surpasses last year's figures, touching 341.56 lakh tons despite the nationwide lockdown. To facilitate students, CBSE decides to increase examination centres from 3,000 to 15,000 for remaining class 10th and 12th exams. and Eid ul-Fitr celebrated across the country. And with that, we end the evening news.